So today on the Atomic Bomb, we're going to be talking about the Secret Submarine Bases expansion set for Global War 1936. And this is a really cool one. It adds secret submarine bases all around the globe that are hard to detect by enemy nations. Not a very in-depth one like Oil Wars that takes a few readings of the rulebook to understand, but a simple fun one that you can add to your game. And so it comes with all you see there in the expansion set for $9, which is a freaking rip-off. I mean, I love historical board gaming. Please sponsor me, help me out. And instead of paying $9 for plastic, I bought 2 5-packs of their secret submarine bases right there, and then just used my own subs. So I'd recommend you do that. I think it was like $3 cheaper, and I got 4 extra secret sub bases, and then just use my own subs, which most people have an abundance of if you play this game. And then this is a scheme. It costs 7 IPP, and you get a secret sub base and a submarine to use in that base. And it can be purchased twice per alliance per game. So you can't get each alliance has 6 options to get, and you can't get all 6. So then moving on to some more rules with the sub bases. They cannot be strategically bombed, and if the territory it is in is captured, the base is eliminated. So that makes sense. They're secret, so they can't be bombed. And if they're captured, the people in the base would destroy it because it was a secret. So that makes sense. So the Axis pay the 7 IPP, and then they roll a 6-sided dice to see which base they get. And they could either get Baja, Mexico, Attu, Alaska, German Antarctica, Malay, Constanza, Romania, or Bodo, France. And you can see the respective countries that those bases belong to. So you could buy a base for someone else in your alliance. And then some of those possession is required, like in Attu, Alaska for the Japanese base. But in Baja, Mexico for the Japanese base, they don't have to possess it, which is kind of cool, so that they can have a base without possessing the territory, hence the name secret sub-bases. Then they also have the history on these bases, which is really cool. Now, I'm not going to go through all these right now, but the cool ones here are Baja, Mexico, where the Japanese had a fishing base, and then German Antarctica is really cool because Antarctica doesn't have enough uses in this game, and so there was rumored warm water tunnels that you could use for a sub base. So that's a really cool addition there, and in a very strategic location. And it's cool they have the history on all these there too. And then the Allies can also get secret sub bases. One in Attu Atoll, Maldive Islands. My pronunciation is just terrible. Dundee, Scotland, Sarah, I'm not trying that name, Java, Fremantle, Australia, Kodiak Island, Alaska, and Ulithi, Caroline Islands, with their respective countries. And then the history on those too. Then the Soviets also have bases too. So in Zurina, Big Dumit Island, Nur Sakhalin, NECZP, Coastal Zone Republic in Spain, or Soviet Player's Choice. So a little more freedom on those than some of the other ones, because there wasn't a lot of historical Soviet secret sub bases, so less history on those, but kind of cool too. And now I will be right back as I set up these secret sub bases. See you in a jiff. So I set up the Axis secret sub bases, so you can see the first one right here in German Antarctica. And that's a really cool one because, it adds some use to Antarctica in this game, which before Antarctica literally had no use. It was just cosmetic on the map. So that's a really cool use. They can hit some convoy lines in South Africa. So that is a very strategic, useful position. The one in Bordeaux, France, also pretty strategic and useful. You can hit all those convoy lines with the UK, so that's a good one there. The Romanian one's actually kind of crappy. All you get is a coastal sub with that base, and you could just sail a sub down there from Italy. So I don't know if that one's as good as the other ones, but you could roll a dice and get a bad one. That's kind of cool too. One in Attu, Alaska, which is useful. You could attack the U.S. with it, position it near Alaska for amphibious assault there. The one in Baja, Mexico is really cool because it's right off the U.S. coast, so that could freak out the U.S. player a little bit. And then the one in Malay might be the best in this game. It hits all those convoy lines right there, so that is a very useful one. And I'll be back in a sec to talk about the Allied subbases. Hey, I'm back with the Allied secret subbases. The Allies have one in Scotland, which is kind of useful. I guess help with the German fleet, maybe. Kind of a strategic position there. They have one in the Maldive Islands, and that's a strategic position, especially, protecting this convoy line. And then the ability to have that sub in secret there, be able to protect it from the Japanese, that's a cool one. The one in Java is also a really good one, could help deter the Japanese fleet, protect these convoy lines here from Japanese ships. The one in Western Australia is good. I guess the main purpose of this one is to counter the one in German Antarctica. Not there anymore, but yeah, so that one's a okay location too. The American one in the Caroline Islands is really cool, close to the Japanese homeland. Maybe you could cut some of those Japanese convoy lines. And then the one in Alaska is also useful too, because you can maybe launch an attack on Japan from the north with your navy. So yeah, overall some good ones for the Allies. Now let's go on to the Comintern. We're back with the Comintern secret sub bases. So they have one in the far north in Sea Zone 6, which is a good location. You can use it to maybe hit the German fleet, protect the UK fleet, protect some Lend-Lease lines. So that is a good location right there. And then heading further, they have one in Sea Zone 17, which is a good one too. You know, this one can hit the Japanese. One in Big Diomede Island also, another one to hit the Japanese. You know, if they got a few of these over there, they could build a small fleet to attack the Japanese. They get one that's in any communist China's coastal zone, and so I put it there, you know, assuming communist China had taken that. So that's the option with that one there. And then they get one in any Republican zone. And because, you know, the Spanish Civil War expansion set doesn't come with Republican ships, and I don't know why I'm still mad about this, but Historical Border Brigade, even get your shit together. Send me some Republican subs. Please. Come on. So yeah, not at all frustrated about that. And then I think that is all. Oh, and they also get to choose one on any Comintern Sea Zone, which is a cool one. And I put it in Vladivostok just to annoy the Japanese. And now on to my final thoughts of this expansion set. Honestly, for $9, it's pretty cheap, and it does add some depth to this game, so maybe if you want one simple expansion set to Global War 1936, you're a little new to the game, this is a good one to add, and for only $9, it adds a lot of fun to the game, you know, with the dice rolls, which you're going to get. Could screw over the enemy a little bit by putting it in an annoying location, so overall, I'd give this one an 7 out of 10, but overall, pretty fun, liked it. I see you guys, comment below what you think about it, and I'll be back in the next video. Bye!